respected chairperson of this session, respected teachers, my teachers, Professor Pradeep Singh sir, respected resource person in this panel, and all the faculty members and dear participants who are present here. Since most of the aspects are covered by the previous speakers, so I am not going to deal with in details. I am just focusing on two aspects as this session on examination reforms. So examinations involves two things. Not only examining or evaluating students after completion of the course, we have first evaluate his or her performance in the entrance test or admission test. So for that purpose, my discussion regarding the admission test as well as examinations, annual examination or semester systems. There are three models or methods or modes of teaching. One model says that is the impression models, which emphasize that child brain is like a clean state. So teacher's role is limited to the transmission of knowledge. You have to feed the data. Just like a computer system, you can supply information or data in their minds. And second way to develop insight. While formulating the pattern of examinations or evaluation method or admission test, we should keep in mind what are the purpose of our educations. So for legal purpose, insight model says if the student is not able to understand anything, so teachers' words are nothing. Teachers' words are noise for them. So first, for that purpose, we have to develop insight in the students so that they can understand what we want to communicate to them. Then he can develop his idea. And the third concept, that is the rule models. Rule model says that it is not our duty only to transmit the knowledge or data or information, or second, to develop some insight in the students. We should focus on to inculcate moral values in students also. So we should focus on inculcate values or in Mahavana visions. It is the character buildings or holistic development. Because in Mahamana educational philosophy is that we should focus on all aspects of the development of students. It is not only physical development, it covers physical, emotional, intellectuals, and all types of development must be covered in that aspect. So holistic development is still relevant today because in new education policy, National Education Policy 2020, it focus on holistic development. We have to analyze the critical thinkings in the students. For that reason, there is flexibility. Students have option that they can choose music, NCC, or different subjects, and there is scope for credit transfer. But as I pointed out that it is not easy to implement it in a real sense. Though theoretically we can give opportunity to the students to get credit from different institutions, different subjects, but how we can assemble or associate all the credits earned by that students. This is a challenge before the legal institutions as well as educational institutions. So another issue is regarding admission test. I am not against the centralized admission test or admission conducted by the NTA, but we can see the consequences of the centralized admission process conducted by the NTA. Delay in academic sessions, what would be the reasons? The session mostly when जब BHU या कोई भी institutions entrance test conduct करता है, तो सामान्यतः admission process will be completed in July and August. But we found that NTA declared result in September, and after that we found that there is some additional results also. So we have to adjust that merits also. And there is phases of counseling. And one university indicates that the counseling for one category is 600 marks or 700 marks. So students who have 300 scores think that I am not able to get admissions. So he preferred to choose any private institutions or any non-central university. And again, that university dropped that cutoff, and now cutoff is 500, 200, 150. And again we found mop-up round. And if there is mop-up round and admission only on the basis of qualifying examinations, then my submission is that what is the utility of conducting entrance test if we select any students who have completed minimum eligibility and we select them. Another issue is that most of the speakers focus on the examination reforms. So we can do examination reforms, but my question is that if there is no any weightage of the marks obtained by students in annual examination or semester or any systems, and we are not giving any weightage at the time of admissions. हमने रिफॉर्म कर दिया, बहुत अच्छा पैटर्न से उसने स्कोर कर लिया, और he scored 99%, but he has to again appear in the MCQ test. In annual or semester examinations and semester examinations, there is subjective test. He performed well in the subjective test. As Vivek sir pointed out that we have given the training of swimming in theoretical modes, but again we have to do a practical of that. So that is a problem. In subjective test, in the semester and semester examinations, but in entrance examinations, there is MCQ. So my submission is that in end semester examination or in internal evaluation process, there must be some mechanisms of MCQ test for that. And second thing is that there must be some weightage to the score obtained by the students in the qualifying examination. At least we can give 20% or 25%. His performance in admission test may be considered, that may be 75 or 80%, but at least we should give 20 or 25% weightage to the score obtained by students in his examinations. For example, if students scored 70% in LLB and LLM, he has to appear in LLM test. Again, he has at the same position. Then अगर कोई स्टूडेंट ने 45 मिनिमम जो एलिजिबिलिटी है 45 या 50 पाया है, तो दोनों सेम फुटिंग पे रहते हैं. Now they have to again appear in the entrance test and there is no weightage for that marks. So my submission is that at least there should be autonomy to the university to conduct entrance test, or there must be drastic change in the NTA process. And that for there may be domain knowledge test, 27, 28 options. So student has to appear 7 or 10. Suppose one student interested to pursue legal educations, so he has to opt one general test, one language, and one legal studies. Some of the university give full weightage to the language, and some of the university says, no, I'll prefer only English as a language. Some of the university give preference for English and Hindi. So there is no uniformity. Though this slogan is that one nation, one admission process. But this slogan sounds good, but the reality is somewhat different. So there is a drastic improvement is needed in that direction. So this is my humble submission. Thank you.